studios, and I was doing a night session. In fact, I was going to start the night session. I wasn't sure if it wasn't with the equals down, 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 baby come back or something like that. I think
Eddie Grant.
because Eddie Grant, yeah, keyboard player as well. He played the keyboards, Eddie Grant, and it was a sort of a family thing, the equals, and there was a really good bunch actually, and. Well, it was a bit of a panic in the secretary's office because there was also, usual thing. But anyway, so a guy came in and he said, "I'm looking for Phill Ward." And I said, "Yeah, it's me, Phill Ward." He said, "Well, if I was you, tomorrow morning I'd go down to Ealing Underground Station, which is just at the end of my run, in fact, straight middle line, straight down Ealing. You got Labrook Grove, Shepherd's Bush, and Ealing.
Yeah.
I used to live in Nottingham Gate. Anyway, so I went down to Ealing. I got out and, as he told me to do, the guy, and in front, obviously, there was this old cinema. I could see the old cinema. As I got out, I could hear there was something happening inside. Boom, 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 boom. The band's rehearsing it. I wonder who it is. So I went over, you see, as he told me to do, go, and they're waiting for you. And I opened the door at the side to walk in. There was flight cases everywhere. And on the flight case, it was written T-Rex. And I said to myself, "Oh no, I'm not going to work for T-Rex." I've got nothing against Mark Bolan or anything, but it wasn't my type of music, T-Rex. It was sort of for ninettes, a pop band, And I thought, I can't do that. And I thought, well, that's odd. There's only 3 people on stage, and who the hell is that bunch? That's not T-Rex. And as I walked in, they sort of stopped playing. They said, "Oh, are you Phill? I don't know what, Phill something." And I said, "Yeah, get behind the desk. It's all fixed up. Off we go." So I got behind the desk, 40-channel console. It was a Midas. And the good consoles, I knew them quite well in those days. Midas. And I used to work on another console which was pretty rare called Kelsey Morris, which was made in Portobello Road. The company was down Portobello Road and they made great consoles. But anyway, this was a Midas, 40-channel Midas, where there used to be 6 of us to carry it, to put it back in the flight case. It was awful. And so that's how it all started with that band. And I stayed with them 3 years. Well, we did Tarkers and we just toured all over the place. But when you're into it, I mean, even though I travel a hell of a lot, I haven't seen much. I've just seen lots and lots of different salles de spectacle. I can remember the salles de spectacle, but I can't remember the bridges over the rivers or the nice churches or whatever, I didn't see that much. And that was that. So that's how I became with Emerson, Lake and Palmer. God. And I lived in London down Notting Hill Street, you see. Notting Hill Gate. Coville Terrace. The Coville Terrace is just 90 degrees off Portobello Road. And I used to get down Portobello Road. There was a cinema called the Electric Cinema. And in those days, you used to pay 1 shilling or something like that. And you just go in, you sit in the thing. You couldn't see much because of the smoke, of course. Everybody was smoking in there. And you just sat down, and they used to put 2 pieces of glass with a bit of oil between them into the projector, and you used to get all these bubbles and colours moving around on the screen before the film started. And you just sit there, and somebody passed you a joint, you just take it off, smoke a bit of joint, you just pass it to somebody else. And that was it, you see, in those days, And you could stay in there as long as you wanted to. So I've seen stacks of films like Soleil Vert, Le Montagne Sacrée, all these very old films, which are really incredible. And all that's part of my culture really now, because, it just formed me. And as I used to walk up Portobello Road, especially on the Saturday, when we used to have the big market, there was a big flea market on the Saturday. And as you go up Portobello Road, the underground comes overground over the bridge. And onto the bridge, on the left, we had this free stage. So they used to get Hawkwind, Pink Fairies, or all that bunch used to be playing every Saturday afternoon. The Edgar Broughton Band, And they used to play on the stage there, you see. And I used to go and watch them. And in front of on the other side of the bridge, underneath, was a sort of an Algeco, where it was written on top, free, like the telephone company, free. But in fact, it was a free shop. And you used to go inside, take your clothes off, leave them and take some others and put them on and come out. And it was all nice and clean. And I used to have a top hat with tails, you know. It was just amazing. London was in those days, you know. It was all part of being, you know, just happy and free, and there was no hassles. Not like now. It's awful now for the people now, because there's no work and you can't even exploit your passion. And you must exploit your passion somewhere, especially professionally, because if you want to succeed, you've got to do what you want to do. I think so, anyway. I was just very lucky, I suppose, but I'm sure we can still be lucky if you're just very passionate, and you have to be cheeky sometimes, just push your way through.